Marhaba, this is Abdulrahman from the Arabiker. In this video, we will talk about an interesting Arabic letter, namely called الهمزة or hamza. It's interesting because in Arabic, we have a symbol, a character, a letter to represent literally this sound, a, u, I, or even the glottal stop, as in la. Notice that I didn't say la, but rather I said la with the glottal stop. Before we start, make sure to check the course page on our website to get access to some practice drills and support material. Okay, so our topic for today, as we said, is the hamza. This is how the hamza looks. However, you need to know that the hamza comes in different shapes, different forms, and it has a lot of variations. But this shape that you see here is the shape that is in common. You can think of it as some kind of a mirrored 2 number in English. This is how we write the 2, right? It's almost a mirrored version of this. This is how we write the Arabic hamza. Again. Once again. Now, as we said, it comes in really different forms. So one of them, you might see the hamza like this, where it comes alone by itself. Let's say that it's a strong, independent letter. However, sometimes the hamza is not that independent, but rather it needs something. It needs another character to support its position. We sometimes call it in Arabic a chair, kursi. Okay, so you might find it on top of what it looks like an alif. For example, note that this is a hamza, not an alif. Why? Because you see that hamza, it just needs the alif as a placeholder for support. We don't pronounce an alif there. And by the way, this one can be voweled with a fatha. I think you guessed it. It will be pronounced as a. Or it could be voweled with a, you guessed it, a dhamma, and it sounds like, give it a shot, u, u. You might also find the hamza beneath the alif like this, and this by definition means that it is with, I think you guessed it, a kasra, I. We're not done. The hamza might come on a waw. Remember, this is a hamza, not a waw. The waw is just there to support the hamza, because in this case it can't be strong independent character. Also, it might come what looks like a ya without the dot. For example, you might see it this way. Again, this is a hamza, not a ya, not any other character, but a hamza. Also, it might come on this. Okay, a chair for the hamza. Now, for you, until now, there's no need to get into these complications because these different forms of hamza are happening due to some orthography rules that we will not delve deep in this course. And actually, if you are learning for communication purposes, most likely you will not need them except in a very limited manner. One last thing that I want you to be aware of, and I came to this side because I want to be close to the alif, that the hamza can also be some kind of hidden character into another symbol, which exclusively occurs on an alif. This is an alif. You might find this. Okay? That means, by definition, it means a hamza and a long vowel after it. So it's not an a, no, but rather it's an a long vowel after the hamza. This is an a, and this is the long vowel alif, a. Usually, in modern writings, they are represented this way, with an alif and what we call madda. Madda literally means like extending or expanding. So you're expanding or you're extending the sound of the vowel. As always, now let's see how the hamza would look like in a font from the device, not by handwriting. This is the hamza. It looks like this one. And this is the alif. And we said that these two can be represented with this, right? This is how it looks. This is the hamza on top of an alif. If I would like to vowel it, I can by adding the fatha. Let me increase the font size. Again, a hamza on top of an alif. Remember, this is not an alif, this is a hamza. U or E. Or a hamza on a waw. Or a hamza on a chair that looks like a ya. Lastly, this one. Now, let's see some words that we will see the hamza in. Try to pronounce it. جاءت. جاءت. See that sound in the middle? جاء. جاءت. It means she came. Another word. I'm gonna vowel this hamza. Give it a shot. جاء. جاء. See the sound at the end? جاء. However, if I would like to take this vowel out, which is something we do a lot in Arabic. By the way, Arabic has case endings, but on a lot of occasions, especially in spoken language, spoken Arabic, whether standard Arabic or spoken dialect, we don't emphasize the case endings at the end. So we might say, جاء. جاء. Did you hear that glottal stop at the end? جاء. I'm not saying ja and the alif, the long vowel here, fades away by itself. No, I have a glottal stop at the end. Ja. Ja. By the way, it means he came. This one, she came. This one, he came. Another word. Oh, the hamza now looks different, right? It's fine. Remember, all of them are hamza. So this one resembles this one, but connected from both sides. Fine. Try to pronounce it. I might help you here. Let's add this vowel for a reason. I will tell you why. I will say ji'tu. Ji'tu. This is a non-voweled hamza. That's why it sounded like a glottal stop again. Ji'tu. 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 I hope that's clear. Again, let's see now these words written by the font, input by the keyboard from the device. جاءت, right? جاء. جاءت. جاء. جئت. This is the hamza, and I will keep reminding you, all of these different forms of hamza, all of these are hamzas. These are not alif. This is not a waw. This is not a ya. Let's see now more examples that will teach you some useful words in Arabic. Give it a shot. How to pronounce it? Ab. Ab. It means a father. For example, if I would like to say Abu Joy. Abu Joy. For example, a girl named Joy. So this is Joy's father. Another useful particle in Arabic is أو. أو. Which means or. Again, let's see how these words look like using the font. So this is ab, a father. See how from this word I will go to this word because we have the first two letters in common, right? Abu, space, Abu Joy. Abu Joy. Lastly, أو. أو, or. Okay, that's it for this video. Make sure you familiarize yourself more and more and pay attention to the hamzas, because I think it's one of the unique aspects of Arabic. A hamza, a, u, e, or the glottal stop as la, ji'tu. Stay tuned for other videos in which we will cover more Arabic letters and we will progress together.